I'm not interested. We're not making any changes right now. We do not have budget right now. We already use someone right now. So you can respond to this with a few different building blocks. The first thing you could do is you could respond with some pain questions, which is, so they say any of those, hey, I understand. If I could ask you real quick, how important is it to get more revenue out of your website traffic? So what that is that's a pain question. Now, this is a deflect tactic because this gets away from the fact that they're not interested. So most likely, if you, up until this point, if you haven't presented yourself as a product pushing salesperson, the prospect is not likely to go back to the objection. They're likely not to answer your question by saying, listen, I told you, I said I'm not interested. Most likely they will say something different. It could be the case that they answer your question. Maybe the answer is not great to the answer to the question, but the most important thing is you're reaching your goal of keeping the conversation going. It could very likely be that you get a great answer to the question that identifies that things are okay or they could be better, and that gives you a reason to close for the appointment, or it gives you valuable information you could use to try to build your case for why they should talk to you. Another way that you can respond to any of those same objections is you could respond in the exact same way with a current state question. This is very similar to the previous response. It's just instead of pain questions, current state questions. Hey, I understand. If I could ask you real quick, are you currently working with a web design agency? And depending on whether you answer with pain questions or current state questions, it might depend on what you know about the prospect or what you've talked about up until that point. You could also respond to those same objections with your pain points building block. Someone says, we're not making any changes right now. Oh, yeah, I understand. A lot of small businesses that we work with, they have issues with that their website, their shopping cart is not converting website visitors at the right rate. Is that something you're concerned about? So that's an example of sharing a pain point. So the prospect may say, we're not making any changes, but you're asking about any pain point to, again, keep the conversation going. A last option that you have for responding to those same objections is you could deflect back to the close. And it's kind of deflecting to the sales process. So they say, well, we don't have any budget right now. Hey, listen, I understand. And I want you to know I'm not reaching out to try to get you to sign up for anything, just trying to open the dialogue between our two companies. I'd like to learn a little bit more about you, share a little bit of information about us. That way, when you begin your budget planning process or you get ready to make a change, you can know who we are and how we can help. Are you putting a brief conversation on the calendar? Doesn't have to be, this week or next. We're not going anywhere. So fairly long response there. You can trim any of that out that you want. I like giving you more and having you delete some of the extra language you don't like than not giving you enough. But that's an example of deflecting to your close.